Good morning, Vinny here. And today I'm making a video about, well, it has to do with back pain. And that is such a constant theme in my life because it's what is teaching me more than anything else. And the theme is this question: character or an easy life? The backstory is um, so last week I had another flare up in my back, which means that the back just feels like it goes in some way. And the best way for me to describe it is in my SI joint, which is the the joint which connects the pelvis to the spine. It feels like there's a dam that's just holding in water, which is like holding in pain. It's keeping it at bay. And then doing a certain exercise or doing something, the dam breaks. Pain spreads, the water floods my mid back, parts of my hips. It's not fun. I had a great week since then. After that happened last Monday, kind of took well, if you saw my last video, the need to rest that came from that just hitting me and feeling like I just need a pause right now. I just need a break, allow myself some time to reassess and think and just be, not needing to find the answers right now, but letting whatever's meant to happen happen while telling yourself inside that my soul, my spirit is just resting right now. And that helped a lot. Cried a few times, talked to many of my best friends, and day by day, as I continued moving forward and focusing on other things, making another video about just life in Tokyo that has made me really happy to start making, it got a lot better. And that's what happens in those low moments. I dig deeper, I break down, but I don't break completely because even if you're hurting, no matter how badly you're hurting, you are not broken. And that is something I need to remind myself. It's hard to see. How can I not feel broken? Today, my back went out again. So, after a week of climbing back out of that hole, got back in the gym today, feeling really good this morning. And the same exercise as a few weeks ago went out. It caused my back to go out. Same feeling of that dam feeling like it breaks and then pain starts spreading. And it's so discouraging because it feels like Groundhog's Day. But last week, these last couple of months have been pretty tough in terms of back pain. They've been a lot of change happening in my life, which I've talked about in the last video, but I'm just moving to Tokyo from Osaka and trying to find a new job and everything, and just keeping up with everything else that I'm doing. And it felt like a lot of pressure and just trying to maintain it all because the stuff brings me joy. If I didn't have the back pain, I don't want to say that because life is so unbelievably incredible. Things are happening that I just can't comprehend. I'm living in this place that was once my dream. And I don't want to say if I didn't have back pain, life would be incredible. No, life is incredible beyond my comprehension, despite it, because of it, even. I think that is the crux of the story today is that life isn't easy. Life wouldn't be easy without back pain. Living in a foreign country and just trying to find my way in the world. It's not easy for any of us, no matter how it seems on the surface. That is something that I've really tried to just keep front of mind at all times. That doesn't matter how it seems on the surface, nobody has it easy. This life takes no prisoners. But character or easy life, these things that we go through, they make us who we are. They build our character and give us a foundation to face the rest of life with. I'm gonna get more into that, but more on the backstory of the backstory. back puns. So feeling good going into the workout today, and that same damn feeling breaking happened. I'm just like, fuck me. How'd this happen again? Like, and I wrote this morning, like in the gym, like, it's amazing how quickly things can change in a week, because it is. And in this life of lots of change and difficulties and passion and writing and finding my way in the world, every day feels so rich, despite if I'm in pain or whether or not I'm in pain or not. Like, life is just rich because it's so mercurial, if you will, changing, and I have no idea what's coming next. I'm traversing the unknown, both inwardly in the outer world, and it's not always easy. It's rarely easy, but fuck if it isn't meaningful. And you know, got to the point today, was feeling good, and then it went out and reached out to my backability group, just saying I need help. Like, I've had a handful of flare-ups in the last couple of months. It feels like I'm in more pain than I spend more time in like a flare-up state than not in these past few months, which is different and not an enjoyable state to live life in. And just reached out today, like, I just need help. If anybody has advice or encouragement of what's going on with this SI joint situation, where it went out a couple weeks ago. I've been rebuilding it in a certain way, and then the same exact thing happened like 3 weeks in a row, pretty much. What do I do? How do I assess this? And that's what starts to happen with this back pain journey. It's that, like, last week I was pretty emotional from it, because I got back from this big trip and I felt like I had a lot of stuff to do, and just didn't. It just took the winds out of my sail, having that flare up and feeling like, the sky is falling. Today it happened, and I'm like, okay, this is not just another flare up. This is a serious clue about what's happening, because I'm having these flare ups from the same movements, and it's clearly in the same place. So that's telling me something about my specific injury. And I'm in pain right now, like sitting here in this chair, but I wanted to make this video while still in my gym clothes. Lake Show represent, because I want to use this pain. Brendan Backstrom, who is my mentor in this back journey, I'm in the back breakthrough blueprint group, BBB, and he says, these are the moments when you get the camera out and you film something. That's what he did. And anyone can sit there when they're feeling great on the other side of back pain and say, yeah, this is how you should get through it. This is what you got to do. But I'm in pain right now, sitting here, like a 7 out of 10 on the scale. But I've been here so many times, and just reading that message that I wrote in the gym before the flare up, that it's amazing how quickly things can change in a week. I know it's going to be the same thing. So, like, approaching it from a place of understanding, compassion for myself, because it's not easy. I just tried to scream into the pillow before this, but it's still pretty loud, and I feel like the neighbors might think somebody's having their fingers chopped off. But using the situations that we're in, using the difficulties that life inevitably presents to all of us. Character or an easy life? Do you want the easy life? Do you want things to go perfectly, to go your way? I don't think so. And an interesting case for this is this writer, Mo Godot, wrote a book, Solve for Happiness. And in it, he talks about what's called the eraser test. And the eraser test, so Mogadot was an engineer for Google, and he realized that even despite his success and the seeming success of everybody around him, a lot of people just aren't happy. And what is it? What's going on there? What actually equates to happiness? And he found that it's actually our difficulties that in the long run make us happy. And his son died. Mogadot's son passed away. I don't know. I think it was, let me see here. While he was, um, I think after he wrote the book, but his son passed away. And he realized that the difficulties, they make us who we are. And the eraser test is looking back at your life, at the traumas, at the difficulties, the challenges. Would you erase those seasons of life? Would you erase that difficulty? Would you erase that bully in high school? Would you erase the myriad of things, the one parent being distant, or anything that afflicts us in life? And that's something I really got to ask myself. I know the answer. I would not erase my back pain. I've actually been saying 7 years. It's been 6 years. I looking back at old photos yesterday and found the day, which is pretty crazy, where it happened. I was down in San Diego. Well, where it started. Well, you could say that it started long before then. That I was actually training too hard on a week back, but the day it popped for the first time and sent me on this journey was 6 years ago in June. So sorry, fact check, not been 7 years, it's been 6 years, still a long time. But man, I was looking back how much my life has changed. And if you didn't know my story, you have no clue that I'm in back pain looking back at those pictures, because I've been on adventures, I've traveled, I've gone on hikes, I've gone backpacking, I've done a lot of stuff. And it's hard for me to remember what degree of pain I was in throughout all of that, like even in those first couple of years, but I was in some degree of pain. And it's hard for me to be like, wow, are those not the good old days? Is it over? Like, how am I going to, it's hard to wrap my head around how I'm going to get out of this. But looking back, I wouldn't erase it. And something that Brendan, just to see the difference of how I felt last week and this week. Last week, after this happened, I was like just feeling really emotional and like I was in turmoil. And I texted him just saying, can we FaceTime? Like, I just need to talk to you, just lay out some stuff. And he didn't see the text for a while, but he responded. I just texted everything that I was going through. He responded, a lot of very encouraging stuff, that the mindset is everything, and I have as good as a mindset as mindset could be. And it's this dance that we really have to learn to manage between not worrying about my back healing at all, but also like not obsessing over it, but also by staying observant and curious and looking for these clues. So on the emotional level, detaching in a way from this pain. Like right now, I have a lot of stuff that I want to do today and for work and stuff, and having this flare up, part of me is like, I just want to do nothing now. I just want to like watch a movie and do something that makes me feel good. Well, good in a comforting sense, because writing and doing this makes me feel good. But I'm like, no, I can't let this get me down. I can't let it change my life, because I can't live that way. I can't always change everything because of this situation. I got to live my life And it's hard while in pain. And if you're in pain or if you're dealing with something, I'm sure you know, but life doesn't stop. It doesn't stop moving forward. And we can't either. So he said to almost detach mentally and emotionally from the pain. It's like you're doing nothing, but you're actually doing a lot physically. You're staying engaged every day. I mean, if you're in this program, you're doing the BBB flow, which is consistent, but not like a ton of stuff at once. It's consistent, steady amount of smaller doses of back improvement and strengthening. And so I said that, um, you know, take it as a time to go deeper into you instead of looking for distractions. Take it as a time to breathe deeper, to connect more, to listen more. That's what this is, man. That's what this is. It's all an opportunity. And he said, while there's things that we can't control and lots of questions left to be answered, there are some clear facts to accept. That number one, pain is impermanent. Number two, you will be pain free. Number three, you will play sports again without hesitation. And number four, the mental spiral holds zero weight. So that's spiraling that's spiraling out of control. That isn't me. And I'm very proud of myself for feeling as calm as I do right now, because it's just such a change from last week, which is cool to see, and also a reason to document in the lows and to take notes on just what you're experiencing in life. I have a journal in my notes app for every day, pretty much, both of just things I'm experiencing because I'm a writer and that's what I use as material, but specifically another different journal for just my back pain journey and how I feel every day. And man, just getting that text from him was so meaningful and important, that this is not permanent. I'm gonna be free someday. I will play sports again. The mental spiral, the pain, that is not me. It's not even real. It's just a pathway, if you will, that is a signal of something that's not going right. But what does it mean, really? It fucking sucks, and pain hurts in the moment. Pain is real, but like, what is it? What is really going on with everything? Integrated being, mind, emotion. And lastly, he just said, fuck it. Indifference. Stay building, stay in motion, but be calm. Just say, fuck it. Fuck the pain. It's not me. Now, today, after this flare up, I just have another clue, and that helped me a lot. Just knowing that there's others out there who care and who are going through the same things too. And if you're going through something, I hope you see this video, as inspiration, as encouragement. This today, doing this right now, this is building my character. I would not erase this pain, because if I didn't have it, I wouldn't be making this video. I don't know who it's going to affect, who needs it. There's last 6 years, from 21 to 28, have been dealing with back pain, and that has, beyond a shadow of a doubt, been the most formative season, chapter of my life. It's caused, I like to say, this darkness has brought so much light out of me, because it has. It's unbelievable. Do you want an easy life, or do you want genuine character? Most people, Mo Godot found, would not erase their greatest challenges in life looking back. And I know that one day this will be a memory. One day soon, I'm just going to be laughing about the fucking shit I went through. Trying to figure it all out. You know, in hindsight, the stars align. Everything happened for a reason. We have to believe that. But it's not easy. And that does not devalue what you're going through, make the pain any less real. But, you know, this challenge chose me. This battle, this life of a warrior chose me. And the only thing I can choose is how I respond. And I respond with faith, with compassion for myself, with joy. I'm not going to let this shit get to me. You know, with love. That is the way of the warrior poet. That's me, baby. Alex Hormozy, who is an entrepreneur, says pain is a constant. The choice about how we react to it is the thing that dictates the path of our life. That's it. We're going to face something. Our path is determined by how we face that pain, how we face that challenge. It's made me change a lot. I'm taking a break from alcohol, from drinking, and that is something that I've done before. I took 6 months off when I wrote my first book, Heirs of Youth. It was COVID. I think maybe I did it just to see if it helped my back pain also, but doing it again. Just to feel like I'm all in on this, you know? I'm all in on healing. I'm committed, and it is amazing. I mean, just the mindset change of what it does. And, you know, it's not to say that either way is the way. It's just something that I'm trying. Like, I do like to drink. I like to go out with my friends and party from time to time. I just like to experience drinking as a cultural thing. You know, it's fun. And I have a good time doing it. I'm not aggressive. I get happy and lovey. And my back pain goes away when I'm drinking. You know, I forget about it and it dulls the senses. But hangovers fucking suck. And just waking up knowing that, you know, maybe my back is not feeling great because of drinking. I mean, obviously it causes inflammation and stuff, but just lying there knowing that I'm 80% in because maybe one night a week I'm drinking, and the next day I'm just like, it feels like, you know, if you drink on a Saturday night, get back in the gym Monday and you're still at 70% instead of 100%. And you're kind of clawing back to just feel normal again. Let me tell you, everybody, if you drank alcohol before, you know that hangovers suck, but no hangovers are the greatest thing ever. To have your weekend hangover free is a superpower. You can do the things you want to do, whether productive or just living life, you know, go hiking, beach, whatever. And you go into Monday, like I was the only person in the gym this morning at 7, first person, and only person in there for a while. And I'm like, I love this, to feel like I'm truly building now instead of, you know, the vacillating signal of going up and down and not feeling good at least once a week from being hungover. But that's another thing I'm trying. And just knowing that now I'm 100% in is a great mental, it feels like a mental obstruction has been removed. That I'm in. And even today, I woke up feeling great. It was a productive last week after the flare up of getting back to feeling solid and learning new things and breaking down and crying, journaling, what have you. And I broke down again. But I know it was from something specific from this movement. It wasn't because I was partying or doing something that doesn't make me feel great. And I still got my mental capacity. I still got my emotional state. I'm fine. And we will always be fine. But it was honestly the hardest thing was the just emotional turmoil of having breakdowns and the spiral, the mental spiral that if you know chronic pain, you know very well of feeling like you'll never get healed, never be back to normal life. That is the hardest thing. More than the physical pain, the emotional and mental toll is more devastating. But knowing that I'm 100% in now is just a great weight off my shoulders. And it's exciting just to be able to focus on the things I truly love, clear headed and feel like I'm just going to be consistently building now. Maybe we take one step back today, but it's really a step forward because I think I'm going to learn something from this. I'm making this video from this, and just another brick that is constructing the character of Vinny VP. And man, this life is just so beautiful. It's not easy, and it's not supposed to be. We're not supposed to have the answers. There's so much of life that we will not have the answers for. And man, if this back pain has taught me anything, it's to let go and to surrender for the need to have answers, because I've spent a lot of time just praying, believing, hoping, wishing that this thing would just leave me be, but it won't. I have to battle out of this hole. And by battling, I become stronger. I turn into that warrior poet. That is what adversity teaches us and gives us. The challenges are really gifts. And maybe I'll finish with this quote from Robert Greene. I just finished The Laws of Human Nature. I think I'm going to make a video on just my favorite laws and kind of some summaries of that book, but he says, "There's much in life we cannot control, with death as the ultimate example of this. We will experience illness and physical pain. We will go through separations with people. We will face failures from our own mistakes and the nasty malevolence of our fellow humans. Our task is to accept these moments and even embrace them, not for the pain, but for the opportunities to learn and strengthen ourselves. In doing so, we affirm life itself, accepting all of its possibilities. And at the core of this is our complete acceptance of death. We put this into practice by continually seeing events as fateful. Everything happens for a reason, and it is up to us to glean that reason. When we fall ill, we see each moment as the perfect opportunity to retreat from the world and get away from its distractions, to slow down, to reassess what we are doing, and to appreciate the much more frequent periods of good health. Being able to accustom ourselves to some degree of physical pain without immediately reaching for something to dull it is an important life skill." End quote. Oh, man. If that doesn't summarize what I'm trying to impart here, I don't know what does. Easy life or character. That's it. And the last chapter of the book is all about meditating on our death and thinking about death and realizing that our time on earth is finite. And pain is a reminder of that. It tells us that we're dying. And while we're not broken, we might break sometimes. We will break. But we could always repair ourselves. Like in the Japanese tradition, kintsugi, I believe. Repairing broken things in gold. With gold, filling. I like to think of myself as a nice piece of pottery repaired in gold that's shattered again and again and is only becoming more anti-fragile with each break.